We finished day one at Doncaster. The first of three races is the Download Racing Post over 1 mile 4 furlongs, 0 to 100. Overbearing for Daniel French, top right. Sprightly, David Robertson. Lucky Excuses, Darren Thompson. Sporting Route, Derek Hinton. Without Park, David Robertson. Cornish and Broadway Grey for Stu Gray. Baby East, Dan Hughes. First to 10, Martin Leedham. Protest, David Hooley. Link to Europe, Obi-Wan. And Sampdoria for Nick Driver. 12 runners then for this one. And away they go. And first to show is first to 10 for Martin Leedham. Just has the lead from Lucky Escape and Link to Europe, and it is Link to Europe now who goes up and takes the running for Obi-Wan. So Link to Europe leading the way from first to 10. Then comes Sampdoria for Nick Driver, Broadway Grey, the grey for Stu Gray. Then comes Sporting Route. Another grey for Derek Hinton. Without Park comes next, then comes Lucky Excuses and Baby East, all the way back to our back marker early on at the moment, which is Protest. But it's Link to Europe who's really stretched out this lead. It's leading by about 5 or 6 lengths from Sampdoria and first to 10. They then have a gap of about 3 lengths over the rest of the field, being headed by Without Park and Sporting Route. Then comes Overbearing and Baby East, Broadway Grey, Sprightly, Cornish, Lucky Excuses and Protest still our back marker. But it's Link to Europe who leads them. Really fast pace here from Obi-Wan's Link to Europe. Sampdoria is in second, about 6 or 7 lengths back. Then comes first to 10. They've now just about been caught by Without Park and Sporting Route. Then comes Broadway Grey and Overbearing. Sprightly's trapped on the rail. Then we've got Cornish on the outside for Stu Gray. Baby East in the blue colours in between those, along with Overbearing. And then a little gap back to Lucky Excuses and Protest. But it's still Link to Europe who leads. There's about 5.5 furlongs left to run. The lead is still about 5 or 6 lengths. First to 10 is second on the rail. Sampdoria on the outside of that comes third. Then a little gap back to Without Park, Sporting Route and Broadway Grey. They have a little advantage over Sprightly, Cornish, Overbearing and Baby East. And then comes Protest and Lucky Excuses at the rear of the field, starting to get a move on now. But there's half a mile left to run, and Link to Europe's lead has been halved. First to 10 still on the rail in second. Sampdoria third. Gap then back to Sporting Route, Without Park and Broadway Grey. But it's still Link to Europe who leads. Just over 3 furlongs left to run. Link to Europe from first to 10 and Sampdoria. Getting closer now is Broadway Grey and Without Park. Then come the 2 greys, Sporting Route and Cornish, with Lucky Excuses also getting in contact with those. But it's Link to Europe now being challenged by Broadway Grey. And Broadway Grey hits the lead with just over a furlong and a half to run. It's Broadway Grey for Stu Gray. Cornish, the stablemate, in second. First to 10 coming out of the pack in third. There's a furlong left to run, and it's down to the commentators now. It's Broadway Grey from first to 10 and Cornish. Broadway Grey, though, is going to win this in a canter. It's Broadway Grey from first to 10 and Cornish, and Broadway Grey is going to win this for Stu Gray. First to 10 second for Martin Leedham. Cornish third for Stu Gray. Without Park and I think it was Protest, the fast finishing David Hooley horse, came next. But that was as easy as you like for Stu Gray, winning that comfortably by 3 or 4 lengths. But there's a steward's inquiry. I don't know what that would be for. And he didn't lose it anyway. He's held on. So Broadway Grey for Stu Gray. 2 3/4 length winner over first to 10 for Martin Leedham in second. Cornish for Stu Gray in third. Protest getting up for David Hooley in fourth, ahead of Without Park for David Robertson in fifth.